exhibiting for builders is a video installation called Faux. And Faux is a video single channel piece that will be behind me where I'm receiving lessons from an acting coach on how to speak in a Kenyan, Canadian, and Indian accent. I was born in Kenya to an Indian family, and my family emigrated to Canada in the early 90s. And so I sort of questioned this idea of home and identity, and through these perspectives I'm sort of like, I've always been been asked to consider what is my real self, my authentic self. But I'm all of these people, I'm from all of these places and embody this. She is giving me these ways to be, but it's not necessarily an authentic way, because how does one identify through accent? Accent can be different through geography within one's own country. It can be a marker of class, distinction, and so I'm kind of just sort of questioning that as well. What I'm actually being taught, it's from a book called Faux, written by Coetzee, who's a South African writer. And in the book Faux, it's a sequel to Robinson Crusoe, where a woman has found herself stranded on an island with Robinson Crusoe and Friday the Primitive, and automatically assumes that Friday is an imbecile, and she calls him stupid because he doesn't speak to her. And in the passage, Crusoe explains that he doesn't speak not because he's an imbecile or stupid, but because he doesn't have a tongue. So I'm using that metaphor of not having a tongue to sort of question that idea of me trying to be more authentic to myself, trying to fumble through the speech to sound like these voices that I'm so-called seemingly from. And in that process, I'm also kind of reflecting on the idea of like cutting one's tongue out. Like, who's they? Who cut out his tongue? What does it mean to cut one's tongue out? For me not to have my quote-unquote mother tongues. And then again, the cutting of a tongue is a violent act that can be seen as a metaphor for the history of violence through colonization. And what you see behind me is a sort of a transcribed translation of her phonetic language, and it becomes sort of a backdrop for the piece. So when you're watching me in the video, you can kind of try to follow along. And there's also a poster multiple that goes, which is a giveaway that gives you the opportunity to sort of follow, but then to also take that sort of written direction and try to make that sound yourself. And even if you don't make the same sound as what I was trained to do, it gives you a different way of questioning, like, what is this language? Where is it from? Where is it spoken? Who speaks it? It kind of creates question, and it also, if you try to read it, it automatically changes the way that you speak.